ran out of time apparently, so won't be getting that one back. There's Mordekaiser though as the last pick for Dig. And that does maybe mean that Dardoch
jungle
is going to be jungling here as Wukong.
Okay, very interesting. So Wukong jungle is actually quite high win rate. It's played a fair bit. In solo queue. In competitive, I haven't really been seeing it. I am going to try to quickly look and see actually how often Wukong has been played in jungle. Because it is a decent champion. It's actually 0 picks in jungle as far as I can see in the top region. So this would actually be, if what I'm looking at is correct, the first worldwide of those top regions pick for Wukong jungle, and Dardoch going to be the one bringing it out. The early clear, I think, is fine. I do think that this is a champion that can team fight incredibly well. The ganking power is somewhat low, but it is one of those champions that you can just look to farm. You can look to play it a little bit more passively and try to get to this stage where then you're a really effective team fighter. And that, to me, feels like they just didn't feel comfortable playing Wukong into Sett. with that flex coming through, they wanted to move over towards some Mordekaiser, and it feels like it's more about that top lane matchup than it is something jungle specific, because Wukong, isn't going to have this advantageous matchup against Volibear. It's not going to have really strong early ganking power, so it is going to be mostly about team fights for them.
It's actually really nicely navigated here for Dig as far as the draft goes, but one good draft is not enough to upset Cloud9. As we've learned, you need an awful lot of things to go right, and you need to play very well to even upset this team, let alone beat them, which of course no team has been able to do just yet. So, I mean, it's cool that Dardoch's bringing out something new. This is one of his advantages, I would say, as a player, is that he's always willing to play new picks. He's likes to play different stuff in the jungle. He's willing to be aggressive. This is the kind of thing that Dardoch can bring to a game and potentially find an upset with. But as we've talked about, even though it is jungle week or jungle day today, beating Blaber and the rest of Cloud9 is no easy task.
Yeah, it's really difficult. And I think one of the things you always have to keep in mind is that, when you're looking to beat Blaber, it's not just about the jungle 1v1. It's about how well Cloud9 enables Blaber in a multiple, different ways, right? Earlier on the analyst desk, Crumbs was talking about some of the level 1s that Cloud9 does. They're one of the teams that, when they have an advantageous level 1, will often invade to get a preferential start for Blaber to try to put enemy junglers behind. They're picking things like TF, like Galio, so that Nisqy can roam and actually assist Blaber. Blaber is more free to invade because he knows that they're going to have pushing lanes oftentimes, and they're going to be the first to move and help him fight at scuttles, fight at buffs. So that's something that you really do have to keep in mind. And especially when Dardoch has gone for more of this, I would look at it as more of a team fight pick. This feels like more of you're waiting to level 6 and then trying to look to really fight at dragons where you're going to be strong. It's less about the 1v1. It's less about the early ganks. You've got to be careful that you don't just get run over by Cloud9 prior to that, because Cloud9 is a team that will get super aggressive if they see the opportunities in the early game.
Well, shout out to our stats team. You're right, Ezreal. I believe no major regions have currently played Wukong jungle until this game, but Wukong jungle is 5-3 in the TCL, the CBLOL, and the OPL. So across those 3 smaller leagues, he has actually seen quite a lot of success.
Yeah, and it is popular in solo queue, right? It's one of those things where it's definitely not a bad pick. It is more of a surprising pick because it is the first time, in those major regions that we have seen it. But, this is, I believe, one of the highest win rates. Yeah, it's over 52% win rate in solo queue right now. So it's very, very solid. It is a really strong team fighter. You have the ability to be able to really be explosive at level 6. If you're able to start up something like the Dragon, try to get the other team to come fight you. Having level 6 on Morgana, having level 6 on Wukong, those are very, very powerful team fight ultimates, and you do have the ability to play, I think, more aggressively and go for these kind of pure damage builds when you have both the Karma and the Morgana behind you.
Also, get the feeling that this is going to double chance at Aphelios.
Check it off.
Oh, nice. That's right. If you don't have your Dig Vecina and Emote Bingo cards at the ready, make sure you look out on Twitter and find those, because definitely be expecting a lot of emotes, especially Nisqy in lane is a top-tier emoter while farming between the farming the minions. It's just high-level mechanics,
Yeah, exactly. Keeping the APM up with the emotes, and since I'm casting, I'm not actually going to be checking off the bingo card for myself as I go. I'm just going to assume that I won. So
nice.
Yeah.
If you never look, you always win.
You can't prove. You can't prove that I've lost.
Exactly. As Dardoch is waiting out here. There is a ward that we can see in towards Cloud9's jungle, but Dardoch's going to wrap in here. He's going to get spotted just barely. Nisqy, though, cheating to the left side, so he's going to be A-okay.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, that's why Nisqy didn't even react to it, because he knows that he is far enough up towards that top side. As long as he is not going to get hit by a binding, he's staying in the minions, with the minions trying to keep those around so that Fenix can't get an easy binding. It's just too hard to actually make that gank happen. Wukong can make ganks happen, but it's generally about someone overextending. Blaber should know that he has been spotted, as Lourlo immediately did back off, and with the ward expiring, you can actually see the ward corpse, for lack of a better term there. So they will know that they have been spotted out, but that is just such a key principle of mid lane, is actually playing to the side that your jungler is playing on.
Ooh.
It makes it very risky. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
A little pool party Pengu.
Yeah, it's very chill. I mean, they're farming up mid lane, so it kind of makes sense. Dardoch here wrapping top side though, but I don't think he's going to really have an angle until Licorice, until this wave pushes back out.
Man, Lourlo has actually missed a lot of farm. The fact that he is down 5 CS and there's basically a full extra wave for Licorice to collect is somewhat surprising. That to me just means that you just straight up miss CS, or you're just really scared of the early actual fighting, so you're trying to just use your AoE abilities to push things out, which is going to make you miss CS. Licorice is trying to set up a freeze. He obviously knew that Lourlo's trying to reset there. That is why Dardoch came towards the top side, to try to cover a push, so just in case Volibear was there. That's kind of when you are at your most exposed as a top laner, when you're trying to reset. Instead, Licorice just pulls off that little freeze. This forces Lourlo to stay around. He's not willing to just base and try to TP back for it. And Blaber knows that Wukong's top side, so they could potentially look for a gank here.
Blaber leaping in, but cannot chase down Aphro. Just gets a Q to the face and backs off.
It would have had to be such a big commitment to that gank, and with Zven already low, he's just kind of down here. He doesn't have anything to farm on this side, so he's like, all right, I'll just show and just try to make it easy for Zven and Vulcan to farm under the turret. I mean, sure, you could try to flash over the Q and really commit to it, but it's probably not going to work out, and then there's a chance of just getting tethered and actually burst down. As early on, the bot lane does have a pretty good opportunity to turn around ganks like that, because junglers haven't purchased up any HP whatsoever. We can see Dardoch, still hasn't actually based. He still has not gone back whatsoever. He is out of mana. He should be basing after this Gromp right here, but is a fair bit behind as far as the farm goes from Blaber, who has taken down 2 additional camps and taken the time to actually base. They are now looking to threaten crashing this wave, and they're going to go for a dive. Nisqy has level 6. Here it goes.
There. Pengu up, gold card out. Lourlo going to be first blooded ASAP. There's the dunk out of Sett, and there it is for Volley. As the first blood is grabbed. Fenix up here as well. Ooh, that's a very nice bind onto Licorice. But they're still going to go for it. It's 1v2 with a gold card. Going to force Fenix to flash, and Blaber does not want to chase under the tower.
Yeah, I think that's smart. As soon as he flashes there, Blaber doesn't have flash, so if you try to commit too far in, that could be a turnaround kill. Nice response from Fenix, but job well done. Mission accomplished there from Cloud9. Lourlo just got punished so heavily for that. It's Licorice going to match him in mid lane. Lourlo respawned. He just goes mid. They're actually swapping over here because Fenix was still up to top lane, so there's no point in Lourlo just TPing back to top and competing for that farm or forcing Fenix to go. So they're just going to have kind of this short-term lane swap right now. But, that was just really well orchestrated by Z9, all the way back to that little mini freeze that Licorice actually put on to force him to stay. Then Licorice just took a long time building up a slow push. So when you're building up this slow push, you have a massive amount of minions, and Lourlo wasn't able to basically fight in that minion wave, so he has to sit back, wait at the tower, try to wait and actually collect that. And what can happen is you fall behind in experience. So there's this huge wave coming in, pre-level 6, mind you. That is why they can actually go for this dive, and not only will they kill him off, but look at that entire wave that he's actually missing. Nisqy tanks up a lot of turrets here. It was a nice binding by Fenix that does actually catch Licorice to trade that back, but that's 2.5, 3 waves that do end up dying to the turret that Lourlo is not going to be able to get.
Yeah, at least for Dig, they did manage to get the Drake, which is actually extremely rare against Cloud9. They almost always get all the Drakes, but especially the first one. So thanks to the maneuvering there, Dig were able to at least make sure they got that objective. But this is, the thing, this is you know, enemy team's Twisted Fate versus your Twisted Fate every time, right? Like, Cloud9 are just so good at playing with this champion that, you know, right on cue, as soon as level 6 happens, they already know when Nisqy's first ult's going to be. Everyone who needs to be in the area is there, and they execute the play. And almost always, they end up with something beneficial. In this case, it was First Blood.
First Blood, you know, a large CS advantage already, and they're taking down on this bottom side.
Oh, still going. Blaber's got to get going, still bring it out, get a stunt in onto the Karma. Aphro getting low, see you later, as Blaber's able to take him down, but here comes Dardoch with the spins. Vulcan getting low, needs to reattach, can't do it, that's the cat dead, as now Zven going to have to try and get out of there. He's got no summoners, he's dead as well. What a great counter gank there from Dardoch.
Yeah, really well done by Dardoch, showing up at the correct time. It looked like, I don't know if Vulcan detached to try to get an auto off there, or what exactly he was doing, but Wukong was ulting, and he, you know, detached and basically just gave over an extra kill. I'm not sure if he would have gotten chased down or not. This did feel like an overcommitment, though, from C9, and if you're willing to fight them, you can go for it. I felt like as soon as Aphro flashed, you could just back off. They don't actually know where Wukong is. You can see TF ultimate still wasn't up, so yes, they kill off Aphro, but the Chuckrums are stacked up. Johnsun is just pummeling him, and Vulcan, I think, did go over to try to heal up his jungler and save him there. That's how he got caught out. So Dardoch picking up a couple of kills. Johnsun gets a kill. That is very big for Dignitas. A nice win for them on that bottom side, which really has been, I think, the major point of strength for this team, despite the fact that they have lost all of their games. Johnsun and Aphro have been a really strong duo. They have often been the only reason that they are competitive in a lot of these games. You know, they're usually in a pretty good spot, and again, here we have them up a bit in farm. Now have gotten some kills. They already had taken a turret plate on the bottom side, and they're going to rotate up towards the top side with this Rift Herald and potentially look for a first turret.
Yeah, this is all looking good for the early game here for Dig. Again, Lourlo is certainly having a bad time, but now Licorice is in a 1v2 as Johnsun and Aphro continue to find ways to get ahead. Actually, Licorice getting poked up pretty significantly there. Is in danger of being dove here by the Wukong, even without Dardoch having ulti, and Dardoch's just going to chase him off. Has the Herald if he wants to drop it down, so starting to split the map a little here as Blaber is going to come down to pick on the other top laner, which is the Lourlo that's still very far behind. Good E, though, is going to push Blaber back, and that's just going to leave space on the bottom side.
Yep, we'll see who actually does get this first turret. You would expect it to be the team with the Rift Herald up on that top side, but they are knocking down this turret down here pretty quick. Rift Herald is summoned, so Dignitas should win that race. You know, obviously that true damage makes such a big difference in actually getting that down quickly. And you can see that Dardoch and Aphro backed off to give a lot of that gold over to Johnsun. He got 610 with those plates, plus the first turret going down just from that little burst. Plus he would have gotten a portion of those previous 3 turrets. So Johnsun getting a lot of money here. And yeah, I mean, Lourlo's going to be pretty worthless, but Johnsun is fed.
Oh, Aphro, no, not the target. That's a great set ulti onto Johnsun. They're going to get both there as Cloud9 able to take down 2 targets very swiftly.
Yeah, really nicely done. Good response from Cloud9. Dignitas got a bit greedy trying to actually push in, and not only did they want to get the second charge, it looked like they actually wanted to push for the second turret, but you have to respect the fact that Blaber is over there, TF ultimate is back up, and you are going to be outnumbered. Fenix didn't have his teleport to actually respond and make that an even number play, so you just have to look at your position on the map. You know, there's no TP from either of the soul laners from Dignitas. Dardoch had actually backed off. TF ulti is up. You don't know where Blaber is. This is just not a situation you want to be putting your bottom lane in, and that is Dignitas, you know, getting greedy after a good series of plays and getting punished very heavily. You just can't afford to make those kind of mistakes against Cloud9. You've got to be respecting the TF ultimate. You need to have accurate cooldown tracking for that ultimate in particular, because it really dictates whether or not you get to play the game in side lanes.
And they did not in that instance, as noted. Nope. Nisqy, though, getting harassed a little by Johnsun, so at least bringing some pressure to mid lane. Actually, another Dragon is available, which is why Dig have very quickly moved onto this Cloud, and they will actually get this. Cloud9 not available to try and contest. They're actually busy resetting themselves, so on the Drake front, Dignitas are doing a nice job of snowballing that objective. Gold lead is up 1,000 for Cloud9, which is nice, but not a massive amount. There's still a lot of work to do, certainly, and things like leaving your dual lane out to dry when TF's ulti is up is not going to contribute to your early game, but all things considered, especially given the type of comp that Dig are drafting, they're actually holding up quite nicely in this early game.
I agree. I mean, the gold is where they want it. Yeah, they are a little bit behind in gold. They're down 1K, but they're actually 800 plus gold ahead on their Aphelios. You have a Morgana and a Karma to actually be there. There is a big disadvantage on Lourlo, but to be honest, you know, Mordekaiser is always going to be somewhat annoying. We'll see if Fenix can find this all in.
Nice ult, Black Shield up as well. Nice stasis there for Nisqy. Still the Potter comes back down. He's going to be forced to flash there, and Dardoch was zooming in. So Nisqy does have to burn the cooldown to stay alive. A very nice all-in from Fenix.
Yeah, really well done. It looked like he found that binding from kind of over the wall there, a little bit outside of vision. And he has the Super Soaker, the GLP is done. So that in combination with the ultimate is a pretty powerful all-in tool if you can actually land that binding. So Nisqy used the stopwatch appropriately though to actually immune the second chunk of damage coming out there from the ultimate, and that in combination with the summoners does let him get out. But yeah, just quickly back to that Lourlo point, you know, even if you are behind on Mordekaiser, at the very least you can just ult someone and take them out of the fight, and you can basically ult them even at times and just sometimes run away, and it's like you're both removed from the fight. Yeah, you might not be in a position to actually win that fight, but if you can take a Fed member out, that can allow the strong members on your team the time they need to win it for you.
Certainly so, as Fenix now going to go ahead and get himself blue buffed. There's actually a couple of bodies here in mid lane as Nisqy is continuing to receive some pressure. But Dardoch, of course, going to see that ward, so Nisqy is going to back away.
I mean, this is just smart, right? It's smart play from Dignitas. You attack the global. Instead of going up towards top lane or bot lane, where TF can respond to, go towards the TF, try to keep him locked in, and really try to punish him with that wave clear.
Ooh, Q hitting Aphro, but he's going to be okay. Pops the shield to speed himself out. Blaber and Vulcan trying to group up and get a little bit of vision control back over this right side area of the map. There isn't a dragon up for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so it does just seem like teams are trying to reinforce the point of attack you mentioned, which is of course this global in mid. Licorice having a great time though, farming up a storm, takes out the Grump, has the Blade of the Ruin King already done. He's currently hiding from Dardoch though, because I think he suspects that something is not right in the jungle.
Something is amiss, and I mean, I like what Dignitas is doing here. The only problem with it, though, is they're not actually going to be picking up as much farm because of their lane assignments. They're really kind of overloading mid lane right now, trying to pressure Nisqy. So if you don't get anything more from that, like, look at bottom lane. Who's answering that? You know, are they going to have to commit a teleport to pick up this farm? They are sending Johnsun down now. Zven is trying to shove this as fast as possible. We'll see if he's able to zone out Johnsun whatsoever on this, because we do see Vulcan and Blaber moving over here, trying to potentially threaten a dive, because Johnsun is isolated and has been poked down.
That is some accurate Mystic shots there from Zven. They're actually just going to get a little bit of damage onto the tower, but not wanting to overcommit here again. Dardoch and Fenix always threatening another roam. They've been glued together for a lot of this game, it feels like. And rightly so, it's a very powerful combination between their two team fighting ultimates, but Cloud9 is going to play respectfully. No need to overreach in these situations. Just coast on the gold lead you have right now, and eventually you can exploit a mistake in the side lane, or just keep getting a farm advantage if Dig do want to continually force Nisqy to have to dance around 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, it is interesting to me that they haven't actually just moved Zven towards mid lane. I'm expecting them to do that soon, because they have, you know, better split pushers. They should be more effective in that 1-3-1. It is nice to have TF, you know, in that mid lane to be able to respond more easily to both sides, but if this is going to be Dignitas' response and Nisqy's just locked under his turret, well, you don't get the opportunity to do that anyway. So they are now finally kind of moving those lanes around. I think this makes a lot of sense. Just park Zven here. Any 1v1, you know, that Mordekaiser takes right now, he is going to be losing. Licorice is so much stronger, and the fact that you're, you know, building the armor and not a lot of HP and no MR, you know, for Lourlo means he could get picked on by Nisqy as well. We can see that it's going to be Lich Bane second. So, you know, if you're able to just pressure these side lanes, should have enough wave clear here to keep things relatively safe in that mid lane.
Twin Shadows pop there for Fenix. Does have both the GLP and the Spooky Ghost built up, so has quite a lot of crowd control he can offer to try and set up for himself for the binding. Also level 12. So feeling pretty comfy here as Dig do want to threaten for this streak. This would be the 3rd straight here for Dignitas, so I imagine Cloud9 are trying to fight here. It's going to be a 4v4 with Nisqy potentially able to flank.
Yep. They just want to get them poked out first. You can see that Licorice has base. He has teleport. You know, he's going to spend up all that gold. TF is in the area too. Cloud9 want to play this slow. You don't want the hard engage. You actually just want to poke them out with Ezreal, with Yuumi. Zven is trying to push out mid lane, and Oh, they got Fenix.
That's a really good spring onto Fenix, and he's dead. No stasis to speak of. Dardoch spinning around, trying to cut off Nisqy, but that's not really doing too much here. Blaber low, but is going to die as the Mordekaiser is able to TP in, and Nisqy now has to get out, but he's gone behind the enemy team now. Going to stun up Aphro as Licorice low, but the Haymaker popped, and does get the dunk as well in onto Lourlo. Flashes past him, is able to get the kill. Now Zven over the top alongside the Twisted Fate as Cloud9 should be able to finish up this fight. That is Johnsun down. That means Dardoch's the only one left alive, and it looked a little messy, but Cloud9 do manage to navigate that team fight.
Yeah, it is a little bit messy. It is the 4 for 2 in the end, though. They should be able to also grab the dragon. I think only, honestly, a miscommunication prevented them from actually getting the ace there. Both Nisqy and Licorice looked like they thought the other one was going to finish off Dardoch, who was incredibly low. We saw Nisqy actually ulting away while being hit by Dardoch. Licorice turned away and ran towards the rest of the team fight there too. So, you know, close to an ace for Cloud9, but they still play it very, very well. And we can see their strength in these skirmishes once more. You know, not a team to easily give up that soul point. So we'll watch this one more time. It's just the ghost coming out, you know, kind of the surprise angle there. Fenix tried to respond, you know, with a binding. I'm not sure if he didn't have the Black Shield available or just was too slow to react. Then Blaber getting the dunk onto Johnsun, onto Aphro. They get them very low. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at Dardoch. He had like one attack of health left at one point there, and both Licorice and Nisqy just kind of left him, assuming that the other would get him. Then Licorice flashes forward there, trying to finish off multiple members. He gets knocked down. So it will be Dardoch just barely surviving, but Cloud9 still win the fight very heavily and grab the dragon, preventing that soul snowball.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to watch a poke comp like navigate different fronts of a fight after the initial pick, but really cool looking stuff for Cloud9, and it is funny that Dardoch lived as the only one actually after all that. Phoenix
survivor.
Yep, Phoenix is going to slow Licorice, but nothing will come of any potential dive here, and Blaber now going to go ahead and finish off the Rift Child. So things kind of back to normal here for Cloud9, up about 3,500 gold. Still some towers to knock down, still plenty of gold to pick up on either side, but the first major engagement going the way of Cloud9 there, and they do also stop the Dragon Snowballs, so Dignitas' early game may have run out here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they still have good opportunities to try to get the 5v5, but the problem is going to be, does Cloud9 ever actually give you that fight that they want? And how intelligent Cloud9 is about actually navigating it, right? You know, even the fact that they had their squad split up and essentially kind of skirmishing, you know, on two sides makes it so that Dardoch can't get this 5-man Wukong Dream ulti. You know, Fenix can't hit everyone with his ultimate either, right? They're only presenting a couple targets at a time. They are looking for this kill on Nisqy, though, as Lourlo is losing this fight.
Yeah, Nisqy can't get out of the Death Realm, but here comes reinforcements. Nisqy, Licorice and Blaber are here, sorry, but Nisqy already going to go down to Lourlo. Now it's going to be a 2v3. Nice binding there for Fenix, but Cloud9 still wanting to maybe fight here. They're onto Dardoch. They've decided the target is they want. Zven and Vulcan are going to fight the other dual end as they meet them in transition, but Blaber still fighting it out. Licorice getting the dunk down, and Blaber still going alongside Licorice, handily winning the 2v3 as Dardoch's going to be chased down, and I think Blaber should be able to stun him. Yep, there's the stun, there's the pullback from Licorice, and that's the kill for Cloud9, despite losing their Twisted Fate.
Yeah, I think they can actually just start Baron here. They just killed Dardoch right beside it. You have Blade of the Rune King on your set, so a lot of damage out from him. 2 items already completed. Yeah, so they're just going to go for it. That could actually just be the game-ending play, to be honest with you. They're up 5,000. If they get Baron here, this is going to be devastating, but Dignitas has 3 members. They're going to look for the stop.
Yeah, it's going to be 4v3. Don't forget, Vulcan is still attached to Licorice right now. Johnsun going to be the next target. Nisqy coming in hot. Johnsun dead to Zven. Aphro dead as well. They'll just take the Baron, I think, also on top of it as Nisqy pops up the Pengu. Phoenix going to throw a binding out just in case, but there is no steal to be had here. It's just Cloud9 victory all the way.
Yep, it's all over but the crying, it feels like, for Dignitas, as Cloud9 just explode into action there, able to turn what was a successful kill on Nisqy into this long extended skirmish that gets them multiple kills, that takes down the jungler, that gets them the Baron. And notice that they have TF coming back from base with the ultimate here. They have the presence of mind to realize we don't even need Blaber to ever actually peel from the Baron, so he doesn't even allow it to reset. Zven, as well as Nisqy and Vulcan there, were more than enough to actually kill off those multiple members as TF had respawn. You know, that started with TF dying, he respawned, ults back in, they get the kills, they get the Baron, they're enormously ahead, and this could just be GG on this push, honestly. Cloud9 is so good at closing out in these types of situations. They're getting the waves pushing. Bot lane should be pushing. Mid lane is going to be Baron buffed up here by Nisqy. And if Dignitas does not respond appropriately, they're going to start bleeding out turrets very, very quickly. And there is always potential of a dive when you have Volibear to turn off those turrets. And so many go buttons basically here for Cloud9.
Gonna have to go quickly if Mark Z's under is going to be correct. But still looking like a pretty quick end here potentially for Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to get the 24-minute end. I think there's a good chance that Dignitas should be able to defend it, and they are going to find an engage here.
Oh, looking for something here. That's a good spin from Dardoch. Blaber getting low, but Cloud9 still fighting it out. Good stun there for Nisqy as Blaber flashes out. Zven here with a big true shot barrage. Almost finds 5. Just Lourlo and Sett going to be tagged up. He's had an absolutely miserable time in the 1v1. And then throughout the rest of the game, Cloud9, they do get engaged on, but they managed to hold on, and the push is not over yet.
Yeah, good attempt at a pick there from Dignitas. They do at least get the flash, the ult, the stopwatch, all off of Blaber, but he's so damn tanky because he has a ton of farm. He's up in levels. He's gotten a bunch of kills and assists too. So Cloud9 will not be able to actually push in and close out the game here whatsoever, but they have taken the last of the outer turrets. They have potential still, a couple more waves to maybe try to push in. They're taking the dragon at the same time, so they're just kind of checking all the boxes here, feeling like they are in a really comfortable spot. I don't think they need to risk anything, and they can still just play to spread the map, to look for picks with the TF ulti, and we can actually see Nisqy is going for a very aggressive build here. The standard is that third item Zhonya's, but with the Kerchi's Shard, he's going to be going for rapid fire, and that's just to help their engage, give you those long range gold cards to be able to, more easily grab picks.
Yeah, definitely a very snowball heavy item, but Nisqy has earned that right, certainly alongside the rest of Cloud9. I think just looking back at this game, thinking about how much happened just from the way Licorice played his 1v1 in lane, like the play that led to the Baron was a legitimate 2v3 in top lane after Nisqy got picked off, which can kind of only happen when Lourlo was kept down for as long as he was based on all the things that happened with that first CF ult. So very impressive 1v1 there for Licorice, navigating a counter pick in this case of the Mordekaiser. But it's funny to think like Cloud9 just understand every little thing that happens, and they know exactly, okay, we've done this work, therefore we can attack this angle. It's how much they take advantage of once they understand what openings they have has been really impressive.
Yeah, it's the total package, right? It's not just that there was a really well-timed TF gank and Volibear was there. That was great from the mid laner and the jungler to be there on that wave, pre-level 6. But had Licorice actually not frozen the wave early, well, Lourlo might have just based and been in a better position and not been at risk there. Had Licorice not actually properly managed that slow push, zoning his opponent from experience and actually setting up this huge wave to crash, right pre-level 6, then it couldn't happen. So it's like everything is happening correctly at the same time, and they're coordinating very, very well. And I think Licorice did an incredible job to set that up. And to your point, that really was one of the key kind of inflection points in this game that put Cloud9 pretty far ahead.
Turns out there are very few accidents when it comes to how Cloud9 play League of Legends currently. Not that there are none, but there are very few, as they're up well and truly above 10,000 gold. Again, slightly slower than predicted, let's say. 26 minutes, still very respectable. Dig, we've seen them, go for team fights. They certainly have the champions in the composition to make something happen around their base. But as we've seen, Cloud9 just give you very little opportunities to come back into the game once they have a lead, especially a lead of this magnitude.
And it's just one of those situations like, when you're behind as the team fight team against a comp that is able to play side lanes and move around the map more effectively as Cloud9 is with the TF, it becomes very hard because it's like, sure, yeah, as Dig, if all of Cloud9 are grouped up as 5 and you find the the massive Wukong ult and the Morgana ult and all this stuff and you're Infernum ulting them with Aphelios, they all get AoE down and they all die. But the reality is they just slowly choke you out and they don't present themselves as a 5-man squad to give you that opportunity. They play the side lanes, they control vision, they take away your jungle camps. I mean, Blaber's 3 levels up on Dardoch now, and Dardoch's actually had a good game. So, this is just one of those situations where less and less areas in the map, remain yours as Dignitas, and it just gets so hard to find safe spots to farm.
If you're ever wondering how confident Cloud9 are feeling, just watch Zven shift in mid lane, trying to poke down Johnsun. Get rooted by Gravitum, it still not really matter. Now has to get out of there, but does have the Arcane Shift back up for the incoming binding. And Nisqy and his Rapid Fire Cannon are starting to work on this bottom lane, as Cloud9 can happily split all 3 lanes right now. They've also got Baron to fall back to in a couple seconds, if that's something they even need. And Dardoch, oh, I do love that emote. Everything's fine.
Dardoch on that pink ward, that's about as far as their vision gets, right? They don't even have vision of their Raptors or anything. Like, this is showing you how Dignitas is completely pinned in. They're trying to get control of mid lane to then push out and take vision elsewhere, but they can get flanked here. Blaber is coming over, so is Licorice, and TF has ult, so guess what? You're fighting.
Here comes the pinch. Dardoch forced to ulti already. Nisqy gonna get in there. Blaber just pops down with the Stormbringer. See you later, Dardoch. Fenix gonna fall as well. Lourlo getting low. Is Vulcan able to claim the kill on the Morgana? Blaber still diving the backline though, as the dual lane has no chance. It's looking to be an ace here for Cloud9 as they've got 3 already. Gonna force Johnsun and aphromoo back. Everyone's flashing in there for the last few kills. Nisqy draws a red card, but it still doesn't matter. That's gonna be the Bud Light ace as aphromoo falls down, and the emotes fly wild as Cloud9 look to march towards the end.
I love how Licorice, instead of just looking for the end, he's TPing to his tier 1 turret bot lane to try to get an extra kill there. It's a very Cloud9-esque, but they will push in. They will be able to close this one out, I would think. At the very least, they're going to take inhibitors and then retreat back towards this Baron. Grab another dragon if they want to be really, really safe, but you know, it's a long time until Johnsun and Aphro are up, so they do have the opportunity to try to threaten Nexus turrets, but safer play is definitely go for Baron and continue stacking towards the Soul, and it looks like that will be the call here from Cloud9.
Yep, only 2 inhibitors and a full ace, and maybe this dragon, and definitely this Baron at the end of it all for Cloud9. Just an embarrassment of riches as Blaber's going to wander over to the Baron. Red buff has been stolen by Zven as Cloud9 actually, you know what, we can, I think they know they can wait a little bit on the Baron. Probably Dignitas isn't going to get it. Want to make sure they get this dragon. It's a significantly easier objective to kill, and they're cleaning out the rest of Dig's jungle while they're at it, so... Yeah.
I mean, they took literally every jungle camp, right?
Yes.
So poor Dardoch wanders back out, and it's like, well, there's nothing for me to farm. Are the wolves up? Nope. Okay, how about the Krugs? Nope, not there either. All righty then. Guess I'm standing in a bush and waiting to see if I can ult someone.
And maybe around the back of this Baron, that is an opportunity. There is a control ward now placed by Johnsun, so if there was ever time for everybody to hang out in this shrubbery and hope that Cloud9 face check you.
It's just like so unthreatening though. Dardoch is level 12. Who are you going to ult? Level 15 jungler, the level 16 soul laner, the level 17 mid laner, right?
Ooh, the bait! I like it a lot! Dardoch going to leave it onto Zven, but here comes Nisqy. Zven's fine for now. And the stun card does hit onto Dardoch to prevent the follow-up. Phoenix looking for the binding does not connect, and still the poke is coming in hot from Vulcan and Zven. When you don't kill the Ezreal with the Yuumi attached, the Yuumi's going to make him so healthy so quickly. In fact, Vulcan's just detached from Zven. He's done. Heals him back up, and unfortunately, I like the play. It just it didn't get the job done.
It's a great attempt, but you're just so far behind, right?
Yeah.
You know, if that's a normal game with a close bit of gold and experience, then that's fine. But it's like the guy who is face checking you, sure, it's the marksman, but he's 4 levels up on your jungler, and he has Death Dance, he has QSS, he has the Iceborne, he has the additional healing from Blade of the Rune King. You know, like there's just so much there to help keep him safe, and they even have Mikhails on the Yuumi, so it's like they have double cleanse essentially here. It's very, very difficult to burst anyone down, and that was pretty much the ideal type of catch that Dignitas could hope for, and they still couldn't get the kill, and I think that tells you just about all you need to know about their position in the game.
I hope Zven also wouldn't do that if the game was more even, but I think feeling fairly confident there.
He's done it before.
That's true. See if overconfidence in the future can potentially be the ultimate undoing of Cloud9. Again, going for it again. Dardoch diving through with the black shield on. It's a decent start to the team fight. Licorice low, and now dead there as Blaber popping in the backside, jumps on Phoenix's face as Zven's able to finish off the last hit. Still a 4v4, but as we've noted all game long, these aren't very even 4v4s.
No, I mean, they engaged onto Zven. They got him to like 90% health or something like that, you know.
Got him low.
Licorice,
Made him think about it.
Did kind of charge in there pretty adventurously. Does get taken down, but the Nexus turrets are under siege here. Blaber is just buffing up these minions on bot and mid lane, and Zven is very aggressively just sieging forward here. This turret's going to go down.
Oh, Johnsun. Forced to use the cleanse now. They're going to take out this tower as well. Nisqy just walking forward with the gold card ready to threaten Zven, leaping forward with the cat attached as Nisqy is just using everything. Just popping in there with the cleanse and the flash.
Oh no, he's just ulting 2 feet forward, popping the cleanse, dropping the summer Pengu there. Looking to close this one out, but Dignitas does have good wave there. I mean, Johnsun is really strong, legitimately. He's just struggling to actually get anything done with it.
Infernum blasting away on these Baroned up minions, trying to clear it out ASAP. Everything is just falling to pieces. Lourlo is so low for the Mystic Shot poke. Here's Dardoch again. This looks like a last-ditch effort. Is dead though to Zven, who's going to go godlike. And now Dig, with only their Nexus to try and defend. Their Fountain, the only safe haven. Nisqy is going to die to Johnsun. C9 may have overreached, but no, it doesn't look like it. There's the double ins for Zven. Maybe going to make it the triple here onto Fenix. That's 3. Zven getting low. Dies to the laser. Rip the man's KDA, as Aphro is the only one left alive. But the Nexus will crumble, and Cloud9 are going to make it 8 straight wins.